alright? My name's Matt Bragg, and you're listening to Hatch Plus. This is Notes from England. It's the show where I read you local news from around the UK to help you wind down. And today I'm in a place called Skegness. I've got the Skegness Standard here in front of me. I've had a gig tonight, I've been working, I'm a stand-up comedian. Great gig, went really well, I was really happy with it. On the way there I'd actually eaten quite an expensive chocolate bar from Marks and Spencer's. And I had to eat it with the side of my mouth because the chocolate was really sort of hard. And then driving home, I stopped at a petrol station and I went to use the toilet. Went in, caught myself in the mirror and went, oh God, there was a massive smudge of chocolate, like a sort of Joker smile from the edge of my lip to my ear. And in my head, I was like, oh God, that's embarrassing. The man in the petrol station's just seen that. That's hang on a minute, 300 people have just seen that. It was on my face the entire time. The worst part is not a single person said to me, oh mate, you've got a bit of chocolate on your face. It was so obvious. I felt so stupid the entire drive home. Took the shine off of everything. It was horrible. Anyway, Skegness. Now, Skegness is a coastal town in Lincolnshire with a population of about 21,000. It's the largest settlement in East Lindsey. It also incorporates Winthorpe and Seacroft, and it's the closest seaside to where I used to live in Nottingham. Also the hometown of Billy Butlin, who set up holiday parks all across the UK called Butlins. There was also a UFO conspiracy there called the Wash Incident, which it turned out to be a church tower and the planet Venus. But that's what they would say, isn't it? And kicking off here in the Skegness Standard, excitement as dolphin is spotted off Lincolnshire coast. There has been much excitement since a common dolphin, oh poor thing, was spotted off the coast at Anderby Creek. Common dolphins have a distinctive hourglass pattern on their sides, including an obvious yellow cream area starting behind the long narrow beak. The dorsal fin is tall and triangular and curves slightly backwards. They can be found around the UK but are most common off south and west coasts and offshore in deep water. And there is a photograph of said common dolphin here. It's not a great photo. Genuinely seen more compelling evidence of the Loch Ness Monster. But there you go. This is the Wash Incident all over again, isn't it? Song about skeleton found in Skegness Hotel wins Lincolnshire Song Competition. A Right to Lincolnshire Song competition has been won by the a cappella folk trio Peasants Revolt, with a song about a skeleton that was discovered bricked up in a wall at the Vine Hotel in Skegness when renovations were being carried out in 1902. The skeleton, thought to be 100 to 150 years old, and had the tattered remains of a uniform and accompanying brass buttons very much intact. The buttons bore the royal insignia as worn by revenue officers. There was a lot of smuggling taking place in Skegness area in the late 18th century and early 19th century, and it's thought that the Vine Hotel in Vine Road was a favourite haunt of some notorious smugglers of that time. The song won the Right to Lincolnshire Song Competition held annually and is featured on the Tom Lane Folk programme on Lincoln City Radio, the whole contest being available on YouTube. So get yourself over to YouTube and listen to Brass Buttons by the Peasants Revolt. What else have we got? Lincolnshire Fire and Rescue free deer from iron railings in Skegness. Firefighters have freed a muntjac deer that became stuck in railings in Skegness. As a kid growing up, that's what I assumed firefighters did, mainly rescuing cats and other wildlife. It's good to see they're back at that again. Passengers warned of 4 days of strikes on East Midlands Railway. Passengers are being warned to check before they travel ahead of 4 days of strike action. Give me a week when there isn't strikes going on. This is interesting. Thrill-seeking couple swap Las Vegas for Skeg Vegas wedding. A thrill-seeking couple swapped Las Vegas for Skeg Vegas when they tied the knot this week. Leanne Smith and Lee Churchill enjoyed the bee ride of their lives on Tuesday. You know my feelings on awful puns. When the pair committed their vows to each other at Fantasy Island theme park. The newlyweds from Derby are huge fans of the Skegness theme park, visiting regularly to enjoy all the thrills on offer from the site's 30-plus attractions. And after cancellations left their original plans to get married in Las Vegas up in the air, it was an easy choice to swap the city that never sleeps for its English namesake of Skeg Vegas and their favourite theme park. The pair reached out to Fantasy Island last year to see whether the theme park would be willing to host their dream day, and of course the answer was yes. As loved ones ventured into the theme park's indoor attraction area, the Pyramid, they were met with wedding scene like no other, adventure-themed decorations adorning the venue. Following the ceremony, the couple got off to a thrilling start by enjoying their first ride as a married couple on the Millennium, a 150-foot-high, 55-mile-an-hour roller coaster. I cannot think of anything worse. I'll be totally honest with you, I don't enjoy weddings anyway. I understand it's, the happiest day of your lives. But why have you got to bring me into it? People get married abroad. This isn't a treat for me. I've just got to spend a load of money, miss out on work. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, do it in your own time. Although, what I will say is, having the wedding at a theme park like that is actually borderline genius, because you know how much wedding photographers cost. You don't have to do any of that, do you? You save a fortune, because for about £6, you can have the picture in a little cardboard frame and on a key ring. So actually, yeah, I'm sort of on board with that. I think that's pretty smart. Horses are stars of medieval tournament at an animal sanctuary near Spilsby. The annual event was held over the bank holiday at Northcote Heavy Horse Centre in Great Steeping. The centre is a registered charity and takes in horses and smaller animals and gives them a forever home. Fundraisers like this are vital to the survival of the sanctuary, which runs with the big help of volunteers. The event featured exciting demonstrations of medieval riding skills, aerial acrobats, equestrian vaulting, stalls and a barbecue. There was also the opportunity for visitors to meet the animals and see what goes on at the sanctuary. And we got some photographs here of exactly what you'd imagine, really. Some people dressed up as medieval, dare I say it, peasants? I don't know. But they're holding like the rings, and then there's someone on a horse which also has a sort of medieval cape on it, and she's jousting, or picking up the rings on a what do you call them, the joust sticks. And someone somewhere is thinking I'm really thick because of that. For someone, that is the equivalent of me calling golf clubs like golf rackets, I'm sure. I actually think this event here is a great idea. Brilliant for the animals, because they get to be looked after. And in my opinion, it's a step in the right direction. Because I think we should bring back jousting as a proper sport. I think it'd be massive now. People love MMA, boxing. There's a place for combat sports, and I guarantee there'll be some lunatics who would be absolutely up for doing that. And I think it'd be great to watch. So if you're listening and you've got a load of money burning a hole in your pocket, please get in touch and we could make the next sort of NFL Super Bowl, whatever your big thing is, we could make that, I reckon. We've got time for one more story here, I think, and this is a nice one to end on. Lincolnshire Coast Light Railway to celebrate 60th anniversary. The 60th anniversary of the opening of the world's first heritage railway is to be celebrated 2 years after the official date. Lincolnshire Coast Light Railway will celebrate the historic occasion in the Skegness Water Leisure Park on Saturday. It was on this date in 1960 that the first trains ran on the original site of the Lincolnshire Coast Light Railway in North Sea Lane, Humberston, near Cleethorpes, carrying passengers and their luggage from a station near the local bus terminus to Humberston Beach Station on the edge of Humberston Fitties holiday camp, which I've actually been to. I've been on this light railway as well, I recognise it. It's basically a light railway is a very scaled down steam train. And although it serves a purpose, it's kind of a decorative thing, really. It's a novelty thing. If you're having a day out at the seaside, you'd probably jump on it with the kids and stuff. The enthusiasts who built the line rented a strip of land from the erstwhile Grimsby Rural District Council and bought a selection of World War I battlefield rails, wagons, 2 ambulance vans, and a 1926 Simplex diesel locomotive, which had become redundant on the Nocton Estates Railway, a 23-mile system running across Nocton Fen near Bardney to an interchange with British Railways at Nocton and Dunstan Station. Trust Chairman Richard Shepherd said, "We get visitors from all over the world coming to ride on our historic trains, and so there will be a special welcome for all to celebrate our history." That is all I've got time for today. But thank you very much for listening, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers.